authorities. The Metro-Dade police responded to the kidnapping call. For Detective Alvaro Romero, abductions were not unusual in 1984.
At that time, we were inundated with kidnappings. We had probably one kidnapping a month related to narcotics or drug-related kidnappings, where the victims would either be involved in drugs themselves or possibly family members were involved in drug dealings.
But detectives quickly realized Mario's abduction was different.
Questioning Mr. Portela and recognizing the fact that he was a prominent businessman in the community led us to believe that it was not narcotics related and strictly a financial gain for the people who kidnapped his son.
It meant anybody who knew of Mr. Portela's wealth could be a suspect.
When I walked through a snowstorm for a cigarette, that's when I knew I had to quit. For real this time. I started using Nicorette.
Only Nicorette gum has patented dual-coated technology for great taste plus intense craving relief.
Every great why needs a great how.
Did you get your tickets to the retreat?
No, our car insurance rates went up.
Duh! Go to thezebra.com. You can compare quotes from top providers all at once and save like $375.
See what you can save. Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com.
Do your asthma symptoms ever hold you back? About 50% of people with severe asthma have too many cells called eosinophils in their lungs. Eosinophils are a key cause of severe asthma. Fasenra is designed to target and remove these cells. Fasenra is an add-on injection for people 12 and up with asthma driven by eosinophils. Fasenra is not a rescue medicine or for other eosinophilic conditions. Fasenra is proven to help prevent severe asthma attacks, improve breathing, and can lower oral steroid use. Fasenra may cause allergic reactions. Get help right away if you have swelling of your face, mouth, and tongue or trouble breathing. Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Headache and sore throat may occur. Haven't you missed enough? Ask an asthma specialist about Fasenra. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
This picture, it's a memory. It's a beautiful day with a special someone with a great smile. This is Fracture. Just upload an image, place your order, and it'll show up at your door, beautifully printed directly on glass, with everything you need to display it on your wall. A picture is a discovery. A picture is a triumph, and a feeling, and a connection. And this isn't just another frame, not just another canvas. This is new. This is a Fracture. Visit FractureMe.com and print one today.
When the kidnappers left some trace behind, crime scene technicians dusted the door for fingerprints. Mario's uncle believed they might have touched it as they peered inside. No usable prints were found. Less than an hour after the kidnapping, the phone rang. Speaking in Spanish, the caller asked for Mario. Mr. Portela didn't recognize the voice. The call then announced he was part of a terrorist group that was holding Mario for $3 million in ransom. Although no recording equipment was placed, a Spanish-speaking detective listening in identified the caller's accent as Colombian. The caller threatened to kill Mario if Jesus notified police of the FBI, and warned that the group was watching the Portela house, and gave the address. The distraught father pleaded to speak with his son. The kidnapper announced he would call Jesus' home in 3 days.
That's too long for y'all to have my son without me
But it helped them understand
Fuck
the type
that.
of criminal they were facing.
3
We
days,
felt
though?
the kidnappers were very violent. They took
Most
precautions
motherfuckers
as
want
far
their
as the
money
calls
like
they were
you.
making.
One,
They were very
3
serious
days?
in their
God
efforts.
damn. In 3 days, people be dead. The fuck?
We took them very seriously.
As with any kidnapping ransom, Metro-Dade police called the Miami field office
Yeah,
of
but
the FBI for
ain't that a
assistance.
possibility you
The
can
case
kill that
was
motherfucker in 2
Special Agent
days?
John Gill.
The FBI was involved from the very onset. The very fact that a large ransom was demanded caused it to fall into the jurisdiction of what we call Hobbs Act.
The Hobbs Act makes extortion affecting interstate commerce a federal crime, and Mr. Portela's business moves to cross state lines. Agents from the FBI's reactive squad installed recording equipment on Mr. Portela's office and home phones and arranged to have all incoming calls traced. The next day, day, Special Agent Gill wanted to talk with Jesus Portela, but not at the trailer or at home. He asked Jesus to meet him at an empty garage. Agents watched the entrances and exits of the garage for any sign of the kidnappers, but did not see anyone. As far as they could tell, it was safe for Gill to question Mr. Portela. The agent asked if Mr. Portela knew of anyone who had a grudge against him, or if he had ever been threatened. The worried father could think of only one minor incident. He said that 8 months earlier, a man and woman burst into his office. He knew the woman. Her name was Rose de Parias. She recently purchased a condominium from him and said she discovered her neighbor's payments were lower than hers. Portela explained that the difference was because the neighbor had obtained a better finance rate. It was between the buyer and the bank.
The payments were not made to him at all. The financier had paid for the condominium, and he was out of the picture, so to speak.
The two refused to accept the explanation. The man began threatening him, demanding that Portela refund the money. But there was nothing he could do. Before they left, Rose de Parias vowed she would get her money back, one way or another. Mr. Portela had reported the incident to police.
And the police talked to this particular woman, explained her the circumstances of financing and interest payment, and she apologized, and Mr. Portela just assumed that this had all gone away.
Agents later tracked down Rose de Parias and learned she was living in another state during the kidnapping. When they confirmed her alibi, they ruled her out as a suspect.
Still don't think y'all should rule that bitch. For real, because I mean, that's probably what the way she wanted to look.
The chances of finding a kidnapping victim alive drastically diminish.
See? It's crazy. So what they got her? The less likely chance they to be alive.
Your day doesn't unfold as predicted. Unfold this. New Neutrogena Makeup Remover Single. Remove 99% of makeup, 100% pain or shine. Neutrogena.
My name's Kendra Clark. I'm a professional horse trainer, and I use Smile like you. I drive a lot. I go to 4 or 5 barns in one day. That just adds up with lots of miles. Before Smile like you, I had no idea what I could have been getting for deductions, and now in the past 6 months, I've gotten over $3,500 worth of deductions. I knew I needed to buy the app so that there was just one less thing to think about all the time. It just works.
Because only he brings delicious Cadbury cream eggs, while others may keep trying. Nobody knows Easter better than Cadbury.
Help. Seriously, I'm too young for hair loss.
This bitch quit. This bitch quit before I can make like that. You stupid bitch. Why you even start playing me then? Idiot.
Put down the razor. America's #1 hair restoration expert is about
you can't take the ass whipping. Don't play, nigga.
Bobby's giving away an absolutely free
How the ignorant shit is that? Who the fuck ends the game right before a nigga make their shot? Petty shit.
will show you for free how great your hair could look. Using the latest technology.
Only
I'm gonna give you that proper win. You go.
that's the first time we played though.
I did that shit a lot of times.
That's so mean. It's so fucking mean, bro. Especially when a nigga enjoying that, so playing it should be like, fuck you.
Police were trying to find Mario Portela and whoever kidnapped him. They hoped the kidnappers would call again. If they did, the reactive squad was prepared, having wired Jesus Portela's home and office with telephone tap and trace equipment. Special Agent Gil Orantia and other investigators needed to be there to monitor the calls and run the equipment. But getting into the home unseen would be tricky.
This is a game.
Fucking nigga. I can't stand his ass.
Cool though. Like they being the kidnappers.
If he wasn't so like conceited because he never lost, I'd probably be able to deal with him. But just because he never lost makes me mad with him. He just gotta boost up on that shit. He just got to. He can't be a regular human being
and be able to capture everything
and not boost on it. Just best believe everybody does that every day. Somebody will be there one day. Might not be saying. Somebody will whoop him one day. And diminish that motherfucking record he got.
To get his seat back.
He ain't got to
One
be
of the
such a
things
fucking
early
dick
on,
about it.
obviously, was to determine if he's even alive or not. And we discussed with Mr. Portella some of the things that he could ask the kidnappers, which only Mario Portella would know. Proof of life questions, if you would, that could come back to us to verify, yes, we know he's alive.
In building a profile of Mario with details of his life, including favorite foods and famous pets, the agents got to know the young man.
Mario Portella was the all-American kid. He had gone
Well,
to
not
school.
okay.
He had maintained outstanding grades. He had just gotten married to a young lady, and they were newlyweds with life insurance. Everybody loved him. The reason that this case was so traumatic for so many people is that so many people could identify with them. They were the type of family that we all aspire to be, and they were living the American dream, but they ran into it.
If I was her, I wouldn't play with me. This bitch already kicked
The
your door
kidnappers
one time
called
before.
3 days after the abduction.
Well, attempted to kick it in, but you, being the bitch that you are, stood behind the door and winked on it, so I couldn't kick it straight in.
To a tape recording.
And then got in the fucking window and went to run her fucking lips, which pissed me off even more.
The voice on the tape was Mario. He pleaded with his father to pay the ransom money, warning the kidnappers were serious and would kill him if he called the police or the FBI. Jesus told the caller he had discreetly begun the process of securing the money from his bank. Agents reminded Mr. Portella to ask the proof of life questions, including what Mario's nickname was as a child and the name of the dog his wife used to have. The man agreed to call back with the answers. Mr. Portella had kept him on the line long enough for agents to trace the call to a Miami payphone. But the caller had gone before surveillance units arrived. In the harrowing days after the kidnapping, Mr. Portella received several other calls. Speaking in Spanish, a different man talked vaguely and mysteriously of a business proposition apparently unrelated to the abduction.
The demeanor of Mr. Portella at the time was, I really don't have time to talk to you about business.
Nigga, don't be calling me like we having a regular ass conversation. Talking to me about no business dealings. Bitch, you got my kid.
That he, in fact, was a person that could help solve the problems. His persistence in trying to communicate his involvement in whatever Mr. Portella's problem was caused us to be highly suspicious that somehow he was playing a role or a part in the kidnapping or the ransom demands.
Ooh.
Jesus kept the man on the line, and investigators pinpointed the source of the call. It was coming from the same area as the kidnapper's earlier call. Surveillance units made it to the scene in time to spot the person on the phone. They followed him to a fast food restaurant where he emerged with a takeout bag. From their biographical profile of Mario, investigators knew the restaurant's burgers were his favorite. They then followed the man to an apartment complex where his behavior was even more suspicious.
When he took the members to an apartment and delivered them through the door, having no conversation with the recipient. And this was the brand of hamburgers that Mario and his father fancied. Yes, at that point, it was suspicious perhaps Mario was being held at that location.
The SWAT team responded and set up outside the apartment. The clock was ticking. The SWAT team quickly secured the apartment and searched each of its rooms. But Mario was not there. It had been a false lead. Interviewing the caller, agents determined he knew nothing of the abduction and was merely trying to get work with Mr. Portella's company.
Attention anyone on Medicare. Do you suffer from nagging or chronic back pain or knee pain? If so, you may qualify for a professional quality pain-relieving knee brace or back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost to you. Shipped directly to your home for free. Call the number on your screen right now to see if you qualify for your pain-relieving knee brace or back brace, and we handle all of the Medicare paperwork for you.
I've worked hard on a ranch all my life, and I just can't tell you how this back brace makes me feel so much better.
If you have a Medicare card and you're suffering from chronic back pain or knee pain, call the number on your screen now. These pain-relieving back and knee braces are excellent for everyday back and knee pain. such as lower back pain, arthritis, and other painful back disorders and problems. If you have a Medicare card and have back or knee pain, you could qualify.
I'm a retired truck driver, and I put a lot of miles on my back, and this back brace helps me feel much better.
These medical-grade pain-relieving knee braces are good for knee pain, stiffness, and weakness. Call now to see if you qualify for a pain-relieving back or knee brace covered by Medicare. Call the Back and Knee Brace Center at 800-699-1831. That's 800-699-1831.
Thanks to my new knee brace, I can go shopping for the first time in months and not have to sit every 10 minutes.
If you have a Medicare card and you're suffering from chronic back pain or knee pain, call and see if you qualify for these professional-grade braces at little to no cost to you.
The brace was so easy to order. The people were friendly on the phone and handled everything for me. What a relief.
Call now to see if you qualify for a pain-relieving back or knee brace covered by Medicare. Call the Back and Knee Brace Center at 800-699-1831. That's 800-699-1831.
Investigators again were forced to wait for the kidnappers to make the next move. It was the original caller. He answered the proof of life questions correctly, suggesting Mario might still be alive, and again demanded $3 million.
Damn.
As instructed, Jesus tried to keep the caller on the line. He said he had spoken to the bank and could only come up with 1/3 of the amount. As Mr. Portella negotiated, agents traced the call to another Miami payphone. Eunuchs were on their way. Eventually, the caller agreed to $1 million. Trying to stall longer, Mr. Portella said it would take time to get the money, since the bank was closed for the night. But the man ordered him to have it ready when he called back in 3 hours, with instructions for the drop.
Mr. Bank Robber, Mr. Kidnapper. Sir. You calling that I'm saying 5 in the morning and want the nigga that has $1,000 on hand? What the hell is wrong with you? $1 million on hand. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who the fuck would have $1 million on hand?
So they could be traced when the kidnappers spent them. At the Portella home, agents hid a tracking device in the briefcase,
at that time of the night
to wherever Mario was being held.
That money must be coming from the police because they ain't getting it from no bank. Yeah, that's coming from the bank.
The kidnappers called on schedule and gave Mr. Portella directions for the ransom drop. They ordered him to drive to a local restaurant, leave the car door unlocked with the money inside, wait for a call at a certain payphone, then go into the restaurant and sit down. The caller warned Jesus to go alone. With the loaded briefcases, Jesus began the trip. It took less than half an hour, but to the worried father, it must have seemed an eternity. The restaurant was in a tough and dangerous part of Miami. Undercover agents and Metro-Dade detectives were already there, watching.
Man, I don't care, sir, because you're not going to get to that 8 to do nothing with it. Right, exactly, like I thought.
Carrying $1 million in cash and hoping finally to get his son back. The way he handled the troubling and dangerous situation impressed the investigators working with him, including FBI Special Agent Gil Orantia.
For him to have endured what he did, I have all the respect for him in the world. He performed very, very well. He did the things we asked him to. He did things that probably most of us couldn't do.
The FBI and Metro-Dade police had undercover personnel staking out the restaurant.
I'm glad I didn't do that when he was on 8. Well, he can't see the bitch anyways, I don't care.
But the place was closed, and Jesus began to wonder if it was a setup.
And he can't use my ball to hit it in, because bitch, you still gonna leave. So what you gonna do? Tristan.
He found a payphone, though not where the kidnappers said it would be. He was nervous about leaving his car unlocked with $1 million in it. He hoped the kidnappers would call before anything happened to him. If thieves made off with the money, he might never see his son again.
The police better come up over there and save his ass. We got him all out there like that, all exposed and shit.
Though he waited, the phone call never came. Eventually, Jesus had to leave. With the ransom money, but without Mario.
Do you suffer from back pain? Try Dr. Ho's Back Belt, a back pain solution that is now covered by many insurance plans, even Medicare.
The belt allowed me to walk for the first time in a year without a cane.
Dr. Ho's Back Belt is a patented decompression back brace designed to relieve back pain. It expands to stretch tight muscles and traction your lower back, all while providing strong support. If you have back pain, Dr. Ho recommends you try his belt, even if you suffered for many years.
Since I started using the belt, I felt almost instant relief. After about a half an hour of using the belt, the pain diminished a lot, and now it's all gone.
Doctors recommend back braces for chronic and acute back pain, degenerative discs, herniated or bulging discs, sciatica-related back pain, trouble sleeping due to back pain from sitting, driving, or lifting.
I got this little casting thing on my phone.
I think every
do my TV
with back
cast.
pain, you should be wearing this belt.
Imagine finally getting relief for your back pain and being active again.
I've had back pain problems for the last 4 or 5 years. Nothing came
Because all I got, what I'm saying on my phone, you be able to say on TV.
Young again.
So if you have back pain, have your Medicare card available and call us now. Our operators can check if you're eligible to receive your very own Dr. Ho's Back Belt at low or no out-of-pocket cost. Get back to living the
It's
life.
like up-to-date smart TV. And I don't know, would you consider this shit as a smart TV? I forgot what movie this was, but I think it's a good one. But if it's on bounce, it's bootleg as hell. Blew her motherfucking socks off. She should still be live like that. That ain't funny, bro. There's no way she's supposed to still be live. And then blown off her feet like that.
She got no less than about 2.5 on less than 3 minutes.
I'm just saying, she's supposed to be on. She's supposed to be on when she hit that motherfucking ground.
Like 60 seconds.
You shouldn't have had no like 5 minutes of stay alive time. What the fuck movie this is?
Send a brother to negotiate.
Give me my car back.
You got best do it with style.
One other thing. What? You want a high top or convertible?
Yeah, because it's funny. I can't. That's the funny part about him. I can't take him seriously even if he try to be a gangster or some shit. I cannot take that man seriously. Let me see if I can find this motherfucker. I want to be able to do this shit. They're so fucking stupid. They get on my nerves with that dumb shit. Damn it, I didn't mean to fucking do all this. I just was trying to get to video and shit. Or maybe options and shit. I mean to do all this extra shit here. How good is your memory? If I told you to remind me something, if I said, well, I need you to remind me something on the first, would you be able to remember what I asked you to remind me? Alright, so on the first, I need you to text my phone. Even if you don't put it all the way in the sentence, just say the word. Universal remote. Because I need a fucking remote. Because I don't mind leaving this shit on one channel all night. But sometimes I want to change it. And I have to get the fuck off me up and keep on this herky and shit. And I keep on forgetting about it. You right, Asa? You sound like
it was a motherfucking. That's Miss Nashville right here.
Well, that shit came out your chest crazy. That was not your nostrils. That was deep down up in your chest. I heard that shit. And I know what that shit sound like. Because that's how I sound when my asthma start acting crazy. My bronchitis start acting crazy.
I don't know. I don't know. I forgot that shit.
You need to check it.
Right. It might happen as I'm getting older, huh?
Yeah, because you smoke.
That's some motherfucking cigarettes, though. I don't know what that shit is. I'll be hearing that shit when I'm sleeping.
Don't be blaming it on my damn Newports.
Yeah.
Unless me and the ports ain't do nothing.
Cause I ain't had no problems like that. So I started smoking fucking cigarettes again. And right I can hear my shit leak. I'm like,
wheezing. See, if this shit ain't do this and take so fucking long, I would be fine. But this shit takes so fucking long to only go through shit that they know it's not there. Fuck. Nigga ain't even got 17 channels.
That's how that shit only be 4 channels around at the mother house. Sometimes it takes 6. Depends on the weather.
My thing is, it's not even fucking 17 channels to change the fuck. Have you seen the new Spider-Man? Listen, you need to watch that shit. That shit is so funny. Because think about it, you as you growing up and being an adult and watching Marvel comics with Spider-Man, when the fuck have you ever seen a black Spider-Man? Yeah, his little black ass funny as shit.
Alright.
I watched that shit like last month. That shit had me cracking the fuck. I said, y'all, this nigga stuff. He was dumb as shit.
I like that Venom.
I like Venom and Carnage. The movie. Yeah. I need them to come out with Carnage. I think they're coming out with it next. That's like I need them to come out with Freddy versus Jason versus Michael. So I swear it's gonna be so hard. If they ever come out with it. I was starting to write it for write it out. But I was getting stuck. I was getting stuck because I was trying to make the shit realistic. Like as you know, the last one ended with Jason, I think, cutting Freddy's head off. That's what it was. Jason cutting Freddy's head off and him walking up the lake with Freddy's head in his hand. Wasn't that
tonight? 3 families sharing their intimate IVF journeys.
And you know, in Freddy vs. Jason, Michael Myers and Freddy. Jason ended up on Elm Street, and ultimately they ended up at Camp Crystal Lake fighting, where Jason, was made it. But if you throw Michael Myers in the mix, how the fuck is you gonna make all 3 of them end up back in Haddonfield? Or on some realistic shit, how the fuck is you gonna get Michael Myers to Camp Crystal Lake or Elm Street? You can't be like that shit right around the corner. So how the fuck would you get the scenes to even be realistic enough to put it in the movie form? And then how would you make the characters parts realistic to make it seem like it all come together. And I thought about it like this: what if and Michael Myers last Halloween, the Rob Zombie version, I think his sister ended up in a fucking mental institution. So say that mental institution was near Hatfield. And Michael Myers, as usual, broken that bitch trying to get out. But see, that can't be neither, because the real last Halloween was with Jamie Lee Curtis in it, and they blocked his ass in the motherfucking basement and fucking set the bitch on fire. So Jamie Lee Curtis got a granddaughter and a daughter. And fucking mouse in the bed. I know it's a little dumbass. Okay. But and the last one, because I heard it. And the last one, Jamie Lee Curtis and her daughter and her granddaughter got away. They
This is a special edition of Nightline, Modern Baby.
I want a lot of kids. I always knew that I wanted to be a mom. We knew we both wanted to actually have a baby.
First trying to conceive naturally was definitely an odd feeling. Once it wasn't happening, it was stressful.
There can sometimes be a lot of shame with infertility, so it's a huge problem. But it's also a silent problem.
Doctor said, I recommend IVF. That really are
sound like a rumbling, right?
Yeah. Like somebody was banging on some shit.
It didn't sound like she was banging.
Like hard as shit. That sound like some police knockings and shit. Let me try this one.
This is the day. She gonna get knocked up today.
Oh, she gonna get knocked up. Oh, motherfucker! Cut that shit off. I gotta make it work.
Right.
This is another reason why I need a universal. I swear to God, this is another reason why I need a universal remote, bro. Right. That was some bullshit, isn't it? Alright, we're gonna play.
Trying to clear shit.
Yeah, it is. Well, we know it's not in the video. Where would I find some shit like that?
We pretty much talked about having kids on our first date. We decided that, we both wanted to have kids. We wanted to start as soon as we were married.
Infidelity, I don't think it was even a word in my vocabulary.
I don't even know where I would find some shit like that.
Close to home.
What,
the cast.
Our doctor told us that I had an extremely low ovarian reserve. They can't make more eggs come. We can afford to do this once, meaning once is in our own IVF, and go from there. We should do this more often. When I came out, I just thought that, okay, well, I'm out. I probably won't get to actually have a child. I met Jessie, and we knew we wanted a family.
Nope.
That's how I told her that would be the way I would
see. I'm going to call my sister.
It was just about
These motherfuckers want to